of the grill hole, and they're using bug spray to take that off. Hello to Greg Sampson, cool and cloudy in Colorado. He says thanks for the commentary and great pictures.
Is that the beer or the weather?
Well, yes, I hope it's only the weather. Commentary and great pictures. Have the TCR cars proved to be reliable for endurance racing? Well, here, yes, but further afield, certainly so, Greg. Most of the manufacturers of the TCR class cars do an endurance kit, and anything that is rated over an hour, any race over an hour, the endurance spec cars are allowed to have ABS, which the sprint cars don't have. They get a bigger fuel tank, better headlights, a couple of other things as well. And we've seen enough of these TCRs over the last, year? Oh, and the wheel has come loose from the rejoining 48. It really isn't their race, and it clatters into the barriers, driver's left, as the 48 spins around. It's the left rear that has parted company, and that was coming out of the pits. Now, finger trouble or a failure, it was just coming out the pits.
Yeah, Maxi Götz was the driver at the wheel, and most un-HTP-like, I have to say.
Well, and again, Paul, make the point there, it's not like you have to rush to put the wheels on.
No, I mean, they were so concerned about getting everything else cleaned. It was almost as if, I mean, we don't know, but certainly finger trouble looking like the most likely explanation of what happened there.
Now, we've seen cars struggling with wheels in the past. The Lamborghini Super Trofeos in America have a particular penchant for throwing wheels off.
Maxi's lost drive as well, so the...
Well, his issue now is, of course, he's got a car with, I think he has, well, let's, I think he's got a car that doesn't want to drive the one driven wheel. There was bags of time, nobody was hurrying, and he was sent out, and did the wheel not part company halfway down the pit lane, or did the wheel? It's when he comes off the pit lane speed limiter, is my guess. Comes off the pit lane speed limiter, on goes the headlights, no, the wheel's still on, rejoins the track, oh, just at the little kink to stay in the pit lane, and the wheel parts company, easy as you like, almost as if it didn't have a wheel nut on it. That's an extraordinary thing to happen. Catch fencing doing its job. That is an extraordinary thing to happen. As soon as Maxi Götz turned to the right pole to stay in the pit lane exit, the left rear wheel made its bid for food.
Either a bizarre failure or finger trouble. I mean, they're, you know, the pit stop itself, as you described, was a perfectly normal time. They were just sitting there waiting for the time to tick away.
Finding things to do.
And it certainly seems to have been somebody who, well, as I say, it might have been a bizarre failure, we don't know. But HTP usually really know what they're doing. It's not like the team that's only just started doing this. They've had some changes of personnel over the winter, but they certainly... a very unusual thing to happen.
The car was up on its jacks all the time that it was being fueled, but that's nothing unusual. The guys were going about the cleaning of the bugs with the bug sprayer. Please don't tell me that they've... Well, the wheel nut, there is a wheel nut on the ground behind the left rear wheel, or adjacent to the left rear wheel, that was picked up by one of the team members. They were having a good look round the front wheels, making sure everything was all right and tightened up. Then they have a look at the back left, and well, a finger goes up almost to say, hang on a sec. Oh no, there was a thumb up on the left rear as if everything was right, and Maxi Götz sitting in first gear ready to go. Can't say whether there was a wheel nut on or not. It's not unusual to have a second wheel nut so that you pull one off and you leave a spare behind you.
There's usually one in the wheel gun that they use when they put the wheel back on again. So yeah, very bizarre. We'll find out eventually, I suppose, if anybody at HTP will tell us if indeed Maxi Götz can even get the car back, because as you were saying, John, a moment ago, it looks like he can't get himself going again.
Well, the problem will be, of course, the differential will be trying to lock up and send the car round, and it's got nothing to brace itself up against. And the guys at HTP, the Manfilter's team, are incredulous down in the pit lane. The ignominy is added to by the fact that it's an Audi intervention vehicle to pull a Mercedes AMG GT out of the way using a standard Audi dealer fit tow hook that folds back underneath. I've banged my knees on those many a time when I've forgotten that they were there.
Meanwhile, the Audi sandwiching the Aston Martin, still 5th, 6th and 7th places. I mentioned that Eduardo Mortara has taken over the 47, the other HTP car, which had a normal pit stop and headed out on its way. I suppose from HTP's point of view, at least it is the car that was already troubled. It
Yes.
was down in 35th place, I think, before it had that problem. And the number no, it can't have been down as far as that. It's 25th place, that's right, and it's now down to 26th place, whilst the Audi tow truck trying to fix it.
An unbelievable sight of a mechanic with a torque wrench and an air bottle has ran onto the live track next to the 48 and is going to put the car up on its air jacks. Presumably another mechanic has gone to get the wheels. This is an HTP mechanic. He's another guy with another air bottle being told to get away by the marshal, who isn't very happy with that, with those